Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from EDC Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at EDC Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
This is our pregame show featuring the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs and alongside the Grand Forks Central Knights as we take a look at what happened earlier here in the EDC softball tournament. The top 8 teams make the tournament, and then from there you get to the double elimination. Back in the tournament here from UND, Fargo North defeated Grand Forks Central 10-8 in the 1-8 matchup in the quarterfinals. 4-5 matchup featuring West Fargo Sheyenne and the West Fargo Packers. West Fargo came away with a 13-5 win. Grand Forks Red River, number 2 seed, defeated the number 7 seed of the Fargo Davies Eagles 7-1, and then West Fargo Horace with a 3-2 extra inning win over Fargo Shanley in 8 innings. That was earlier here in the EDC softball tournament. So the games on tap for today will feature Grand Forks Central and West Fargo Sheyenne, our first of 2 elimination games or state qualifiers here. From there, Fargo Davies goes up against Shanley. You will have Fargo North against West Fargo High at 4 o'clock, and then Grand Forks Red River against West Fargo Horace following that. So 4 games again today from Mickelson Field here in Fargo. Following from these games wrapping up, we'll get to more games tomorrow, 2 state qualifiers at noon, and then 2 o'clock roughly with the EDC Championship at 5 o'clock. This is the EDC softball tournament here today from Mickelson Field. Chase Miller with you as we get you ready here for the Grand Forks Central Knights and the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs. As they are announcing the players here on the diamond, we'll get you ready for the opening pitch here in a moment. But first, let's get to our starting lineups here in this contest. As the Grand Forks Central Knights will have Julia Bybee here. The junior left fielder will be batting in the leadoff spot with Carly Larson, the sophomore first baseman, batting second. From there, Ava Hensrud, the senior catcher, batting third, with Taylor Herman, the sophomore shortstop, batting in the cleanup role. Emily Giroux, the senior right fielder, batting 5th, with Sydney Tollefson, the junior third baseman, batting 6th. Andriana Tandy, the junior designated player, batting 7th, with Callie Carl, the sophomore, the senior second baseman, batting 8th, and Caitlin Rom, the junior center fielder, will be batting 9th, with Aubrey Hensrud in the flex and pitching here today for Grand Forks Central. Stoka in left field with Solberg in center, Hamburg in right with Hendrickson at first base, Sutherland at second, Bishop at short, with Warren at third base, and Adlin behind the plate. You'll have Presley Tavetter will be in the circle here for this game for West Fargo Cheyenne. The Mustangs in their all-blue uniforms, while for Grand Forks Central in their maroon tops and the white pants. We're back after this with the opening pitch here from Mickelson Field in Fargo.
Red River Valley Speedway, you one of the best. You got 'em for a breast.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and their Dow Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws and Austin Drink Sprint Cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
By virtue of being the higher seed in terms of the ranking here, the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, they will be the home team on the scoreboard going up against Grand Forks Central. The Mustangs are the 4 seed. Grand Forks Central, they are the number 8 seed here today. Chase Miller with you as we get you ready for this EDC softball contest. Taking a look at what these two teams have been able to do this season. West Fargo Cheyenne head coach by Mark Woodbury at a mark of 11 wins and 12 losses on the season against Greta Tatro here, the head coach for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Grand Forks Central, 3 state tournament appearances in program history, most recently coming back in 2023. They made it in 2021 and 2015. While for West Fargo Cheyenne, they've made 7 straight trips to the state tournament, including a COVID year that was in the mix for that as well for the Mustangs, but 7 straight trips again to the state tournament here for West Fargo Cheyenne. McKenna Alexander, Kate Geisler, and Addie Rolstead, all staters from a season ago that are not on this team, and they were loaded last season for West Fargo Cheyenne, but still as a 4 seed, have a chance to get back to where they want to go. Opening pitch a little ahead of schedule at 10:55 as we're off and rolling here for this contest. As that one was missed for a ball, Julia Bybee, the junior, will come up to the plate, hits a little grounder to Vetter. Vetter goes over to Hendricks, 1-3 on the putout, and there's one down here in the top of the first inning on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. As you'll see, Carly Larson, the sophomore first baseman here for the Knights. As Grand Forks Central would love to win this game and have a chance to get one step closer to playing at the brand new digs up at UND, home of the state softball and baseball tournaments this season, particularly for softball being on the campus of UND here at Albrecht Field, as this one is hit out to the little short pop-up to Warren there at third base. That's a couple pitches in, 2 out so far for Vetter in the circle, and there is Ava Hensrud, the senior catcher. Grand Forks Central gave everything and more to the number 1 seed in Fargo North yesterday, a 10-8 win for the Spartans. And talking with some of the coaches, they kind of said the EDC this year just kind of take the seeds and put them in a blender. They might not really mean much at the end of the day, as Ava Hensrud, the senior catcher, will come up to the plate. 1-0 pitch. This one will be in there for a strike. Gets 1-1. Calling balls and strikes today is Greg Hahn. You have Delmar Titus and also Randy Olson on the base pass here for our umpiring crew, as this is laced into right center field. Hensrud will make her way to first. A nice little inside-out swing there from Ava, and the Grand Forks Central Knights have their first base runner of the contest. As you'll have Taylor Herman, the shortstop, at the plate now here for Grand Forks Central. As we'll have a courtesy runner coming into the game for the Knights as well. Looks like number 2 upcoming here for the Knights. As Eipersbach will come in here and courtesy run at first base. As Taylor Herman, the sophomore shortstop, to the plate here. From what the weather's been like from earlier in the week to today, this is about as pleasant as it could get, as the runner's going to make her way down to second. Here's the throw, applying of the tag by Bishop, and they're able to retire the side. And Linda Bishop. And Eipersbach is retired, caught stealing at second base. As we make our way to the bottom of the first inning here on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard, it is a scoreless contest here on your liveevent.com.
World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models, Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
Bottom of the first inning we go, as West Fargo Cheyenne will go like this. Caitlin Bishop, the sophomore shortstop, batting leadoff. Presley Vetter, the senior pitcher, in the circle, followed by Madison Adlin, the junior catcher, batting third. You'll have Olivia Hendricks, the junior first baseman, in the cleanup role, with Lauren Hemberger, the sophomore right fielder, batting fifth. You have Sutherland, the senior second baseman, batting sixth. From there, Stoka, the left fielder, will be batting seventh. Solberg, eighth, and then Olivia Warren will be batting ninth here for West Fargo Cheyenne. Bybee in center. From there Bybee in left field. You have Rahman center field, Giroux in right. Larson at first with Carlson at second. Herman at shortstop. Tollefson at third base, and Ava Hensrud behind the plate with Aubrey Hensrud in the circle here. The twin connection, or the battering ram, here for Grand Forks Central in this one. Winner of this game continues to advance their season to tomorrow, roughly at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, against the loser of Red River or West Fargo Horace in a state qualifying game. The loser of this game will have their season come to a close. Our first 2 games, again, elimination, and later today we'll get to Fargo Northwest Fargo, and following that, Grand Forks Red River and West Fargo Horace. Our second elimination game will be Fargo Davies and Fargo Shanley. Bishop digging in here for the Mustangs. Vetter and Adlin again in the top third of the lineup, as this one will miss outside for a ball to Caitlin Bishop. The sophomore shortstop here for the Mustangs, looking to get on board, as this one will be hit. That'll go towards Herman in the hole and out by a step. Nice little stretch by Larson there, 6-3 on the putout, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning. As you'll see, Presley Tervetter, the senior pitcher, will take an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. It's now 0-1. Already seen a nice defensive play here today behind the plate from West Fargo Sheyenne with the caught stealing. We'll see how that continues. As this one missing out of the zone, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's Tervetter here for the Mustangs. Righty-righty matchup against Aubrey Hensrud. The 1-1 pitch is scolded past the diving third baseman Tollefson, and it's a 1-out single here for Tervetter, and the Mustangs get a runner on board here in the bottom of the first inning. As Madison Adlin, the junior catcher, now will come up for her first plate appearance for West Fargo Sheyenne here today. As Madison Adlin will have a chance to keep the good times going here for the Mustangs early in this first inning. She will see this one miss for a ball. It's now 1-0 on the way. As Adlin right now, the junior catcher, 1 ball, no strikes to the number 3 batter after Tervetter earned a single to left, stands at first base. Here's the pitch from Hensrud. This one will miss. Here's the throw back to the first baseman, Larson, getting back, standing up was Tervetter. It's now 2-0. Looking at Mickelson Field here down the right field line, about due north down the left field line, about due west here. Not too much wind to speak of in terms of changing the complexion of a softball going high in the air. As the runner's going to break for second, and getting in there safely on the steal will be Tervetter here for the Mustangs as they get a runner in scoring position. As you'll go from there now to 2 balls and 1 strike on the 3-0 is the count. So 3-0 again to Madison Adlin. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Hendricks due up next, followed by Lauren Hemberger here. As we'll take a look at what happened last season in the EDC softball tournament. The pitch, that'll be fisted foul. It's now 3-2. EDC softball tournament last season, North defeated West Fargo for the championship 4-3. West Fargo Sheyenne made it to a state qualifier and defeated Fargo Davies 2-1 last year. As this will be hit on the ground, that'll be back up the middle. Tervetter will round third. She's coming in. Here's the throw by Rom, will be cut off. It's an RBI single on the way for Adlin. And West Fargo Sheyenne draws first blood on the Dakota Heritage Banks on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard here as it is 1-0. So West Fargo Sheyenne just hits one right back up the middle. They take a lead here as they're able to do so. Good piece of hitting on the way. As Tervetter comes in to score, Adlin makes her way now towards first base. As this one will miss out of the zone to Olivia Hendricks, the junior first baseman. So far a single to left, a single back up the middle for West Fargo Sheyenne. As this one will be called a strike. It's now going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. Olivia Hendricks, the cleanup batter, the junior here for head coach Mark Woodbury and the Mustangs. Trying to improve with a win to 12-12 is getting out of the way against the batter and Olivia, but this on the YO pitch will allow the runner to get into scoring position with Adlin, as Adlin will stay at second. As we'll see a quick time, making sure everything's good, as we'll have a 2-1 count up coming here to Olivia Hendricks. So for the Mustangs, got a runner on and a runner in with Tervetter, trying to do the same with Adlin, as this will be out of the zone now 3-1. As Aubrey Hensrud looking for a strike, able to make a nice little spot there on the outer part of the plate, makes the count full at 3-2. As Hensrud with a 3-2 pitch, this one will be popped up. That'll go out of play into the stands here at Mickelson Field. Nice little ball diamond where you can just come on out. Intimate setting right in downtown Fargo, home of Fargo North softball. Here's the payoff pitch. This will be skied, popped up, playable. Someone's going to call for it, and this one will pop in. Just no one called for it between the shortstop and Herman, and then Aubrey Hensrud, and then by the time they both looked at each other and looked back up, able to get Olivia Hendricks to get aboard here. So now all of a sudden for the Mustangs, you'll have runners at first, second with 1 down. That'll be an infield base knock there for Hendricks as Hemberger, the sophomore right fielder, will take a strike. It's 0-1. Batter number 5 in the lineup here for the Mustangs so far in inning number 1. With Sutherland on the on-deck circle. Mustangs looking for a big inning as this one will be hit up, fouled up the first base side, and Larson maybe another step or two. If she would have had some more real estate up that first base line, maybe would have had it. Gave a good hustle for it. Now no balls and 2 strikes. So Hensrud working ahead of a Mustang batter here. The 0-2 pitch just out of the zone. Now 1-2. Here's the 1-2 offering. Hit right back up the middle. This one will go to the shortstop. They'll get the lead runner at third base. And then they'll keep it there. Herman wondering if she was going to go to second or go to third, but she goes to third to Tollefson. So Adlin's retired at third base. Hendricks stands at second. Hemberger will reach on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Now it's to Sutherland. And Shane Sutherland here, the senior second baseman, up to the plate here for West Fargo Sheyenne. As she takes a big swing at this one, that'll go foul up the third base side. It's now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike here as Aubrey Hensrud looking to minimize the damage to 1 run here in the inning, as this one will miss the zone. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, contingent of Grand Forks Central and also West Fargo Sheyenne fans here today on yourliveevent.com at Mickelson Field as this one runs in now 2-1. Trying to get a nice secondary lead is Hemberger and Hendricks. We've seen Eva Hensrud behind the plate. Already have a whip throw down. Might be able to do that a little bit later on as this game continues. That one's in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Win this game, you get 1 step closer to the ultimate goal, and that's Grand Forks for the state tournament. The 2-2 pitch will run in. That'll go off the glove. Runners will advance 60 feet. Now it's second and third. It'll be a full count here to Shane Sutherland. Hendricks at third base. Hemberger at second. Sutherland will take a walk. Bases full of Mustangs. First free pass of the game so far there for Aubrey Hensrud. For West Fargo Sheyenne, as we were saying earlier, chance to do some damage. They haven't had an extra base hit, but a couple of singles, a walk, will go a long way. Just find a way to load the bases. Now looking to put something through the infield. This is going to be right back up the middle. Hensrud is there. That's going to be Aubrey, and she gets out of the jam here, 1-3 on the putout. There was 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base as we have played 1 inning on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs 1, the Grand Forks Central Knights scoreless here on yourliveevent.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Top of the second inning we go. Chase Miller with you here on yourliveevent.com. It was a run driven in again for West Fargo Sheyenne by Olivia by Adlin. Adlin got the run driven in as Tavetter able to see a base knock with Adlin and Hendricks as well. Run driven in for Adlin to make it 1-0. Hemberger reached on a fielder's choice, a walk by Sutherland, then Stoka with a 1-3 on the ground out. So for the Mustangs, they lead the bases full. For the Grand Forks Central Knights, they ran themselves out of the inning trying to get into scoring position with 2 down as Ibersbach was at first base on the courtesy runner. A good throw by Adlin to Bishop as it took a nearly perfect throw to get the runner out in the top of the first inning as this one runs out of the zone for a ball to Taylor Herman. It's now 1-0. Well, that adage in baseball and softball is if you leave the bases loaded, that can come back and haunt you in the next inning. That's what the Knights are trying to do. That's an inside-out swing, nearly a home run. Taylor Herman rounds first as Solberg gets the ball in, missing it by about a foot for a round tripper, but Herman will take a double regardless to begin things off here in the top of the second inning. So a base hit on the way for Herman there. She hit the Fargo North Spartan logo right on top of that Spartan helmet in right center field. As this will be Giroux on the way for the senior right fielder. And she's first pitch swinging as that one's into left. Stoka was there, and that'll be allowed out number 1. So a fly out to the left fielder, and there's one down here in the top of the second inning. As now Cindy Tollefson, the junior third baseman, coming up to the plate here. As Tollefson will dig in, and the Knights will try to move that runner at least to third base and not try to bring her in with Tollefson for the junior third baseman. Here's the pitch. That'll get through the glove of Adlin, and the runner already now into third base on the 1-0 pitch upcoming to Tollefson. A tough one there from a West Fargo Cheyenne point of view. Now you have the runner in Herman that stands 60 feet away. This one swung on, now 1-1. Very similar to a lot of softball diamonds. Enough of a backstop to be interesting, but you're going to have to really time it perfectly, depending on where that ball bounces, if it does get past the catcher to try to come home here at Mickelson Field. Enough room to kind of be dangerous like Target Field, but not with that line backstop where the ball could come right back at you with the chain link fence here. As you'll see, one down as Tollefson falls behind the count, 1-2. Tollefson swung on and missed. Tvetter gets the strikeout, but right on cue, it does go to the backstop through the glove of Adlin, and a run comes in, and a runner will be at first base. So a strikeout of Tollefson, but she reaches first. Coming in to score will be Herman, and we're tied up on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard at 1 apiece. Able to see that one come through. There's still one down, as by the time Adlin went to go grab the softball, easily getting to first was Tollefson. And the Knights get a little bit of an extra out to play with here in the second inning, as this one is foul back. Adriana Tandy, the junior designated player here for the Knights. So West Fargo Cheyenne got one run in the bottom of the first, but immediately answered by Grand Forks Central here in the top half. As the Knights, this one is hit up the first base side foul. Goes on top of the dike here at Mickelson Field in Fargo. No balls, 2 strikes to the number 7 batter in the Knights lineup. The 0-2, that'll just miss. It's now 1-2. EDC softball tournament in this very round last year. Fargo Davies over Devils Lake and Valley City over Shanley in loser-out games. As this one is hit, that'll go foul. Both Devils Lake and Valley City unable to be part of the top 8 seeds this season. As the top 8 in the EDC automatically qualify for the quarterfinals. Grand Forks Central, they were not in this position last year, as they were not one of those 8 seeds. As there's a strike 3 looking. Tandy is retired on the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks here on the way for Tvetter, and there's 2 down. And now it's Carl. As Callie will come up here for the Knights, trying to keep the good times going for Grand Forks Central. She takes a strike. It's now 0-1. For West Fargo Cheyenne, 8, 9, and 1 batters due up in the bottom of the second with Meredith Solberg to lead things off. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This will be roped into the gap to left center field, and that could spell trouble. Rounding second, Tollefson will make her way to third. Solberg's going to get the relay throw in as they hold the runner as it goes to Bishop. It is a double on the way, the second extra base hit of the inning for the Knights, and Grand Forks Central will have runners at second and third with 2 down. The Knights have put some good contact here in the inning against Tvetter. Hit one to right center. They've hit one to left center on the extra bases variety. Now it's to Caitlin Rahm, the lefty. We'll see if she tries to slash one here for the Knights, as this one will miss outside. It's 1-0. We'll have coverage of all 7 games of the EDC softball tournament here from Mickelson Field in Fargo today and into tomorrow. There's a slash underneath the glove of Warren. 1 run comes in as Rahm gets an RBI single. And the Grand Forks Central Knights have their first lead of the game. It's 2-1. Just as that lefty can be so challenging, coming in to score will be Tollefson. Carl stands at first base. Rahm again at first base. Carl stands at first. So able to get the run plated in. It's 2-1 right now. Another slashing swing on the way by Bybee, it's now 0-1. Seventh batter to the plate here in the inning for Grand Forks Central. Able to get a double by Herman, a fly out by Giroux. Tollison reached base on a strikeout. Strikeout by Tandy. Carl with a double, and then Rom with an RBI single on the way. As this one swung and a miss, runner's going to go down to second base. And as you'll see, Rom now into scoring position here, with the count being no balls and 2 strikes to Bybee. So Bybee looking for an extra base hit or something similar to what Rom did. Just put one on the outfield and at least score another run. The 0-2. Strike 3 looking, and that'll retire the Knights here in the second inning. But 2 runs do come across, as in the inning there were 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We have played at 1.5 today on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. Grand Forks Central leads it by a run.
Hello, my name is Stephen Daniels. I'm a physician at Sanford. I have been in the region for over 30 years. My initial experience with DJ Coulter involved insurance for my house. After meeting him and getting to know him and realizing that he offered a lot of options, I have added my car insurance, my lake insurance, and then even insurance for my children. Every year meeting with me, seeing what has been changed, what I've needed, and sometimes we have not needed to add anything, and there have been times when I've decided to buy a boat. Their best process is communication with their customers, and I truly appreciate it. I would recommend DJ Coulter's insurance to anyone. There have been times where I have needed proof of insurance, and I could not find it. And in that process, a phone call to DJ Coulter and a quick text message, I had what I needed within minutes.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, Solberg, Warren, and Bishop here to lead things off, bottom of the second inning. As this one will miss in, as we'll see a 2-ball, 1-strike count upcoming here to the sophomore center fielder. As you'll see Hensrud here, line drive hit that'll go right to Herman at shortstop. And there's one down here in the bottom of the second inning on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. DJ Coulter Agency in touch with DJ throughout the weekend and the weekend. DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. Come to the man that has home auto life, business, farm, and ranch, that and more at DJ Coulter Agency. As this one will miss outside, it's 1-0 to Olivia Warren. And goes back to top of the lineup here for the Mustangs. Here's the 1-0. Big swing, now 1-1. And the way this game has a feeling where we've seen both teams, first time through the lineup, put the ball in play. Runs might be aplenty today unless it's hit right at someone, as that's a rip by Warren. Warren able to get aboard here with a 1-0 single for the Mustangs. And West Fargo Cheyenne has a runner at first here, bottom of the second. Tying run aboard. Your standard 7 innings of softball, unless there is a mercy rule after 4.5 or 5 innings. The same for 6 as it goes back to Caitlin Bishop here. Bishop will see this one run out of the zone. It's 1-0. Bishop with a ground out to Herman, her last time up at shortstop here for West Fargo Cheyenne. The Mustangs in their blue uniforms with the orange numerals, the orange stripe with Mustangs across the front. Or Grand Forks Central, the maroon tops, white pants with the Grand Forks Central logo in front with the numbers, as well as this is going to be hit down the left field line. That'll go foul at 1-2. What a difference a week makes, and what a difference about 48 hours makes. Earlier in the week, it didn't look promising that we'd get these games in at Mickelson Field, that a backup option was probably had to be had, as this is laced right to the left fielder. Bybee is there, and West Fargo Cheyenne with a loud out number 2 here in the bottom of the second. As now it's to Vetter. Vetter with the lone run scored so far here for West Fargo Cheyenne. Also has a stolen base. Got a single back in inning number 1. First pitch swinging. This one's going to be popped up, and that'll go out of play by about a good 5 feet, as the first baseman there in Larson nearly and did run into a little bit of the first base dugout. Able to put the brakes on a little bit at the end. It's now 0-1. Fourth batter here for West Fargo Cheyenne in the second. Grand Forks Central's looking to get the bats back and try to add on to their one-run lead, but here's a fly ball that's got a little carry to it to left center field, and that ball's gone! It's a two-run homer by Tveter. It just grazes the top of the wall, and it's a round tripper. Presley with a two-run shot, and West Fargo Cheyenne has a 3-2 lead. Where it says North softball in left center field, Rom was on the track to try to go run that one down, and she absolutely went into the outfield wall and got a good brunt of it there. She was trying her best to take the run away. So coming in to score is going to be Warren on the home run. Also coming in will be Tveter on her second hit of the day, already with 2 runs driven in. And you just hope that anything else, just take a cool, calm, collective breath. And she's got a little bit of a smile on out in center field. That shoulder just might hurt for a while now for Rom, as she gave it her all on that one. About a half foot less. That we're talking maybe a catch or a double. But where that ball was, just on a rope out to left center field, a 2-run shot for the senior. And West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs have a 3-2 lead. 5th hit of the game against Hensrud. 3 runs driven in. She has given up a walk and so far no strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. But as we said just a couple minutes ago, this has the making of a 8-6, a 10-8 kind of a ball game where both teams are putting the ball in play against these pitchers. And it's been more of the line drive hits that have been hit right at someone have been the outs. We haven't seen the pitcher, so to speak, fool the hitters here between these two too much here today, as now it's Madison Adlin. 1 ball, no strikes. Madison with a single with a run driven in her last time up. As this misses low, now 2-0. In a softball game that got underway back at 10:55 here today on yourliveevent.com as we're nearing the half-hour mark. As this one will miss, now 3-0. Give it another 2 seasons, we'll see the Central Cass Squirrels in this tournament in the EDC. They'll have 1 more year in Class B, then their baseball and softball teams will be making their way to Class A. As this is in there for a strike, it's 3-1. As we'll have a little difference in the ebbs and flows when it comes to baseball and softball here. The 3-1 pitch. That'll miss for a ball. Taking a walk will be Adlin. Second free pass here for Aubrey Hensrud. And the Mustangs will try to keep this 2-out rally going here in the bottom of the second inning. Olivia Hendricks with a single her last time up. As this one will go all the way to the backstop. As rounding second, going to third will be Adlin on the wild pitch. It's now 1-0. After a line drive out to the shortstop to Herman, then you had a line drive out to the left fielder Bybee. The Mustangs are right now timing Hensrud up pretty well in the circle here from the Mustang perspective. Runner at second. As this will miss, now 2-0. Minnesota Timberwolves come back home tomorrow night for the Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals after Oklahoma City takes a commanding 2-0 series lead with the win last night. This one will be popped up, and a good job by Larson. She had about a half a foot to work with, and she makes it in foul territory right before the chain link fence to retire the Mustangs. But the Mustangs scored 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and a runner left on base. A new score on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's West Fargo Cheyenne 3, Grand Forks Central 2 on yourliveevent.com.
Your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
Top of the third inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. West Fargo Sheyenne and Grand Forks Central. So far, 2 innings of work for Presley Trevetter. She's given up 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, as it will be Larson, Hensrud, and Herman due up here for Grand Forks Central here on the top of the third inning, as Trevetter here with Adlin behind the plates. Back and forth in this seesaw battle early through 2 innings, as Grand Forks Central has scored 2 runs in the second. Cheyenne with a run in the first and 2 runs in inning number 2. They have taken the lead thanks in part to that 2-run homer by Trevetter in the last half inning, as this one hits foul, and this will be right and peppered to the press box. It's 0-1. If you hit it perfectly here, we could be in some trouble. Got a little bit of an awning out in front of us. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is hit in the air. That'll be a short pop-up. The right fielder with a snow cone catch. Yes, she did. Oh, what a play by Hemberger. Hemberger with a superwoman dive in right, and that could be an easily Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest. As that goes to the right fielder for 1 down. As she dove for it, she literally snow coned it, and it was easy for the umpires to find the softball where he didn't have to show it for the catch, as Larson is robbed of a base hit. Now Ava Hensrud falls behind the count. No balls and 1 strike. This one will be hit down the right field line, and can she do it again? This one will drop in, and that'll be a fair ball. So Ava Hensrud able to hit the chalk down the line, gets a single. Hemberger getting her steps in the first 2 batters in this third inning, and there's a runner on here in the top of the third. Sometimes not so much of hit them harder, anything of that nature. It couldn't be hit them where they ain't, as Eipersbach will come in. As Eipersbach will come in now, and courtesy run at first base. In Fargo coming up next weekend, as this is smoked into left field. 1 pitch and another swing. Here's Grand Forks Central hunting early in the count. So Eipersbach will make her way to second. Herman gets her second base hit of the game, and there's runners at first and second right now with 1 down. On Thursday through Saturday at Newman Outdoor Field and over at Theraldson Park at NDSU will be the State Class B baseball and softball tournament. State A will be up in Grand Forks, and for A softball fans, going to be checking out those new digs at Albrecht Field on UND, as this one is off the mask and off the glove on the foul tip here. It's 0-1. Giroux with a fly out to Stoka and left her last time up. Taking a look at the outfielding alignment right now. Got a little room in right center here if you can go opposite for Giroux, as the center fielder Solberg shading a little bit into left center. No balls and a strike as Trevetter is looking for out number 2 of the inning. Good spot for a strike. It's now 0-2. Grand Forks Central sent 3 batters to the plate in the first. You had 8 in the second. So far, 4 here in the third. That'll run out of the zone. It's now 1-2. Later today on YourLiveEvent.com, Ada Borup West graduation, Hawley graduation tomorrow afternoon. EDC softball as well throughout the weekend, as this is going to be hit right back up the middle. A little soft base swing as Bishop does a good job playing that one. Runners will move up, so a quality productive out. 6-3 on the putout. Runners now at second and third, and there's 2 down. As now it's to Cindy Tollefson. Tollefson struck out, but the run came in to score by Taylor Herman, who was at third base as it got by Adlin behind the plate. And then she came in and scored a run later in the inning after an RBI by Rom. As you'll see this one for a ball, it's now 1-0. As the Knights looking to tie or possibly take the lead here in the third. Popped up. This one will go out of play. Bring your glove, as that one will take a big hop. If you come out to Mickelson Field, be ready, as it is a very intimate venue. Just a little pop-up. You can definitely be part of the action throughout the course of the day. 3-2 offering, or the 1-1 offering on the 3-2 game on the scoreboard. It's now 2-1. For West Fargo Sheyenne in the bottom of the third inning, 5, 6, and 7 batters coming up here for the Mustangs. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Now 2-2. Presley Trevetter was able to get 3 strikeouts in the second with Love one here to end things up in the third. On the opposite side, Tollefson looking for a base knock somewhere. Gets the swing and miss. Trevetter with her for a strikeout to retire this side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We played 2.5 today on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs 3, the Grand Forks Central Knights 2.
Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neillsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Bottom of the third inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. Grand Forks Central and West Fargo Sheyenne. Hemberger, Sutherland, and Stoka coming up here for the Knights. For the Mustangs, as the Knights right now will be down by a run as we get things going. Hemberger, this one thrown, as we'll have a ball on the way. As Lauren Hemberger reach base on a fielder's choice. 1 ball, no strikes here for Aubrey Hensrud. 1-0 pitch as this one will miss in at the knee. It's now 2-0. Mustangs productive second inning with that 2-run homer by Trevetter. As this is going to be hit in the air, that's to center field. The center fielder comes in and can't make the sliding catch by Rom. Gave a good hustle for it. And by the time she went down to slide with the knee, softball about a half a foot just in front of the glove, and it will be a leadoff single here for Hemberger as the Mustangs get a runner aboard here in the bottom of the third. As you'll have Sutherland with the walk her last time up. As Sutherland was able to work the count full, now comes up to the plate for her second appearance here today. As this will be fisted foul, as it'll be now 0-1. So Hemberger able to reach base on a single, and Sutherland now will be at the plate with a runner at first here in the bottom of the third inning. The Mustangs have left 4 runners aboard so far through 2 innings of work against Aubrey Hensrud. Looking to bunt, runners going to stay put at first. Going through the zone for the strike. Sutherland now sees this one at 0-2. Aubrey Hensrud with the 0-2 pitch, as this is going to be fouled off the glove of Ava Hensrud. And we'll do it again here at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first again is Hemberger. The 0-2 offering. This will be hit on the ground of the third baseman, Tollefson. They're trying to get the lead runner, and they do by a split second. Hemberger is retired. Sutherland reaches base on a fielder's choice, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the third inning. It will now be Stoka. As you'll see to the plate here for West Fargo Sheyenne with Afton. As you'll have 1 down, as this one runs in at the knee, it'll be 1-0. So runner at first base is Sutherland as she reached base on a fielder's choice. As you'll see, Stoka here hits one up the third baseline. That'll go foul. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Batter number 7 here for head coach Mark Woodbury and the Mustangs. Craig Hahn again calling balls and strikes behind the plate. As this whip throw going to first, almost got the runner in Sutherland with Larson. Ava Hensrud had a chance at getting the runner out. It's now 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, bottom of the third inning here with Aubrey Hensrud. As this one swung on and missed, now 2-2. Mustangs have scored in every inning so far. A run in the first, 2 runs in the second. As we'll see Aubrey Hensrud here with the pitch. That'll miss out of the zone. They took a look back at the runner at first. There's no Stoka able to work the count to 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swung on and miss in the first strikeout here for Abby Hensrud. And there's 2 down. Now it goes to Solberg for the Mustangs. A sophomore here for Coach Woodbury. As this one will go all the way to the backstop. Runner will easily get to second base. Here with Sutherland, it'll be 1-0. West Fargo Cheyenne lost some absolute dudes last year in terms of their seniors. 3 of them that were all staters in McKenna Alexander, Kate Geisler, and Addie Rolstead. Were all 3 really good softball players. They had a good senior class of 5. That part of the reason why the Mustangs had a lot of success from a season ago. 1 ball and 1 strike. For West Fargo Cheyenne, the 3 seed last year beat Shanley in the quarters. Lost to West Fargo in the semis, as this will be hit right back up the middle. The shortstop, Herman, able to keep it in front of her. If she does not keep the ball in front of her, that one would have been a base knock into left center field, and you would have had a run more than likely coming in to score. Instead, runners will be at the corners now here for the Mustangs with 2 down. I think I give that one a, yeah. As you'll see Sutherland over at third base. Runners at the corners with 2 down. And the pitch popped up, but this one will go out of play to Warren as it's 0-1. Olivia Warren with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. It will go back to the top of the lineup here with Caitlin Bishop if Olivia can find a way to get on base. The pitch, this will be grounded to the third baseman, Tollefson. Tollefson makes a nice play across the diamond. It'll be 5-3 on the put-up to retire the side. The Mustangs leave 2 runners on here in the 3rd inning. As we played 3 today here on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard, it's 3-2 West Fargo Cheyenne.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, 3-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
As we know, go to West Fargo Cheyenne. In the field here in the 4th inning as Tandy smokes one. The opposite field that goes underneath the glove of the right fielder here with Hemberger. As getting the extra 60 feet here will be Tandy on the air, but she does get the single to get to first. So first error of the game here for West Fargo Cheyenne and Grand Forks Central in business here as we open things up in the top of the 4th inning. Carl with a double her last time up. Just missed a home run to right center field where the Spartan emblem is, as this one goes bunted foul. It's 0-1. The ball has definitely had a little jump off the bat here today at Mickelson Field. As we'll see the runner again at second base here with Tandy. High school softball here today. EDC softball tournament on yourliveevent.com. Still to come, we'll get to our Norman County Raceway, Red River Valley Speedway postgame show. Well, racing on the radio upcoming this Friday night on 106.5 FM KRJB. As you'll have Friday night races starting at 7 o'clock over in West Fargo. This is popped up. We'll see if it's playable for Adlin, and Adlin runs out of room. And again, it's the Red River Valley Speedway, Norman County Raceway post-game report coming up a little bit later on. But a nice day for racetrack racing, as well as they've had to kind of battle in the month of May. Some weather and rain to get their races in, already had a couple of cancellations this year out in West Fargo. Strike 3 looking as Tveter gets her fifth strikeout, and a big one at that. There's one down here in the top of the fourth. Both teams have had their chances today. The Knights have left 4 runners on so far, while you've had 6 runners left on for the Mustangs. This one will run out of the zone. It's now 1-0. And with the lefty Rom, we saw her shoot one under the glove of the third baseman Warren her last time up with a run driven in to get the second run of the game here for Grand Forks Central. As this one comes in, I'll be swing and miss and goes off our home plate umpire and catcher's mask. And Mr. Hahn, as you'll see the catcher here with Adlin making sure, gives her some time. As you'll have a 1-ball, 1-strike count upcoming, then it goes to Julia Bybee due up next. As you see Adlin give Craig right there a little fist bump, making sure he is all right. After a softball went right into the mask. 1-1 pitch is fisted foul, and it'll be 1-2. Still to come here today on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll get to our second EDC softball loser out game, Davies and Shanley, roughly 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. And we'll get to our semifinals following that. Strike 3 looking back-to-back Ks for Tveter, and she's got 6 of them here and starting to hum a little bit in the 4th inning after the single by Tandy. Julia 0 for 2 today, choking up a little bit on the bat right now at the leadoff spot. As, again, one of those slashers who's looking to get a little head start there at home plate, batting from the left-handed side. As we'll have the 1-0 offering. Foul tipped back to the chain link fence. It's now 1-1. So 1-ball, 1-strike on the way here to the Knights leadoff batter, then Larson due up after her. But there's 2 down here in the 4th. As Tveter is trying to lead a leadoff double, as they're going to call it a time, as getting hit in the batter's box there was Julia, so we'll make it now 1-2, and we'll do it all over again. As Coach Woodbury's going to come on and talk it over to say if maybe Julia was out of the batter's boxes maybe when she got hit, so it should be called an out. If not, as they'll talk it over here, the umpiring crew, is they'll just make sure to bring it in and see if there was anything that was enough to where you could overturn a call here of a foul ball if maybe you're out of the batter's box, if it was up the first base line, to say that's when the ball hit the runner in Bybee, and then Julia would be called out. But right now they'll have to talk it over here with our 3-man umpiring crew. If it is called an out, we'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Knights will leave a runner in scoring position. They're going to call it a foul ball. So for Grand Forks Central, to the plate here as you see Tveter in the circle, the pitch. This will be laced, and that'll go foul, and we'll keep it at 1-2. The higher seed will be the home team throughout the course of the day here in Fargo. So the next game will see the 6-seeded Shanley Deacons be the home team against the 7-seeded Fargo Davies Eagles. Shanley gave everything and more to Horace. They lost in 8 innings, 3-2. Been a good battle so far, and this battle is going to be won by Julia. Rounding third, trying to come on in as Tandy. Here's the throw by Stoka. Up off the line, it's cut off, and sliding into second base will be Bybee, and we're knotted up at 3 apiece. So they'll move from home to second, from second to home as Tandy comes in to score. Bybee with a run driven in on her first hit of the ball game, and we're tied at 3 apiece. Now it's to Carly Larson. That's a good battle between Bybee and Tveter, and finally Bybee was able to get that base knock. This one is hit right in the glove of Bishop, and she's able to glove it before it hits the ground here today, but a run does come across. There was 2 hits, an error, and a runner left on base. We played 3.5 on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. The Knights and the Mustangs are knotted at 3.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and their Dow Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws non-energy drink sprint cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Top third of the lineup, Bishop, Tevetter, and Adlin here for West Fargo Cheyenne, and they've done some damage in the top third of the lineup as this one misses out of the zone. It's 1-0. Aubrey Hensrud continues to pitch here for the Knights. This one will be out of the zone. It's now 2-0. Caitlin Bishop is 0 for 2, but she's made some good contact both times here for West Fargo Cheyenne. This one is going to be popped up in the air. That'll go to straightaway center for Rom. That's a very traditional play for some of them she's had to make so far here this late morning, as it'll be out number 1 in inning number 4. As you'll have now Presley Tevetter. Tevetter with 2 runs scored, a single, a 2-run homer that just got out to left center, and a stolen base. As she will see this off the glove of Ava Hensrud. That'll be called a strike. Tollefson at third base with Herman at short. Corey at second with Larson at first here for the Knights around the infield. This one will go foul. Now 0-2. Bybee in left. Rom in center and Giroux in right field. Winner will play the loser of Red River and West Fargo Horace in a state qualifier tomorrow afternoon roughly at 2 o'clock. This is going to be hit into the gap, and that is a chance for a double on the way for Tevetter. Tevetter will go to second, and if she gets one more hit that's called a triple, she'll have a cycle. As Tevetter right now has been a thorn in Hensrud's side so far. She gets her second extra base hit of the contest, and the Mustangs will have a runner in scoring position. Adlin with a single and a walk so far here today for the number 3 batter in the lineup for West Fargo Cheyenne. Hit up the first base side. That'll go foul. That'll be 0-1. I thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you the EDC softball tournament. Make sure you patronize them. Without their sponsorship, would not be allowing you to bring you some postseason softball here today in downtown Fargo. Hit up the third base line. That'll go foul towards the Cheyenne dugout. Now 0-2. Hensrud with just 1 strikeout that came back in the last inning against Stoka. Would love a second one here. Able to work a hard and ahead here on Adlin after a fly out by Bishop, a Tevetter double. This will be hit right back to the pitcher here. Hensrud looks back the runner. They get one out there. The throw across the diamond, not in time. So you're taken out for 60 feet as the go-ahead run stands at third base. 1-3 on the putout for Adlin. Tevetter stands at third, and there's 2 down. Hendricks 1 of 2 today with a single back in the first inning. Well, Sky one into left center field. Rom giving chase, and she will give way to Bybee in left center for the 1 pitch, and Hendricks is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played 4 today here in Fargo. It's the EDC softball tournament tied at 3 on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
In a game that's nearing the 1 hour mark, we head to the top of the 5th inning on the DJ Coulter Agency. From Auto, Home, Business, Farm, and Life, get in touch with DJ Coulter Agency at djcoulter.com with American Family Insurance. Chase Miller with you here today, top of the 5th inning. It's been a good ball game between the Knights and the Mustangs. Larson, Hensrud, and Taylor Herman, as this one will miss. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Larson so far today 0 for 2 at the plate, as she's going to hit one to right and test the right fielder one more time, as Hemberger stole a base hit from Larson her last time up. This one will be an opposite field single for Carly. Another base knock here for the Knights. They've been able to have a good chunk of those so far here today. 2, 3, able to add a couple more. 9 hits in the game, as you'll see Ebersbach coming on and courtesy running. As this one will be swung on a miss with Herman. So you'll get the single there by Ava Hensrud, excuse me. Now it'll be 0-1 upcoming here with Taylor Hensrud. This one will be swing and miss. It's now 0-2. Good news for the Twins fans. Carlos Correa is going to be back this weekend, but Byron Buxton still will be out on concussion protocol. This will miss on the zone 1 and 2, so a little bad with a little good, but good to get Correa back here for the Minnesota Twins this weekend against the AL Central opponent in the Royals. It'll be 2-2 on the way. Giroux 0 for 2 on the on-deck circle. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Herman. That'll miss at the hands. It's now 3-2. Cleanup batter here in the lineup for Central. A double and a single so far. She just missed a home run by about a half a foot to right center. This will miss regardless. They do get the out at second, but it's not going to make a difference as it was a walk. So you'll have Ebersbach at second base. Herman will take the free pass. It'll be the first walk of the game for Tavetter in the circle, and runners will be at first and second right now here for Grand Forks Central. Giroux 0 for 2 today as Fargo, Shanley, and Davies get ready for this matchup upcoming a little bit later on. Swing and a miss. It's now 0-1. So Hensrud stands at second, Herman at first, Emily Giroux trying to give the Knights the lead back, as looking to bunt, as this one will be called a strike. Now 0-2. Nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Grade A opportunity here for the Knights. This would be popped up. Tough play, but the shortstop able to make a good trick at it with Bishop, as Solberg was hard charging into center field. Bishop was able to make the play, and there's one down. Just off the bat there by Giroux. It didn't have a lot on it, as it was going to get almost out to short center field, and Solberg was trying to hustle after it. She covered a lot of territory, but the Mustangs get the out without the Knights moving up the runners, as this will miss out of the zone. It's 1-0. Sydney Tollefson has struck out twice here today. She did come in and score back in the second inning. Here's the 1-0. Hit on the ground. This one will go to Bishop. Bishop will go across the diamond to get the out. And there's two down. So Ebersbach stands at third base. Herman at second. Tollefson 6-3 on the putout, as you'll see Tandy. Tandy with a single and a run scored her last time up in the 4th inning. Tavetter with one more good pitch can get out of the jam. I'll miss inside. It's 1-0. To see the growth of the game of softball over the seasons. from when it was first sanctioned over a decade and a half ago to where it is now here in the state of North Dakota. Going back through and able to see the teams that continues to see the sport grow. Able to have a couple of new teams in softball in the Class B region of Lisbon. Oaks with Foreman Gwinner making their co-op. The pitch, one will miss. It's now 2-1. Maple River, third year of their varsity co-op between the Tower City Hope Page school districts as well on the eastern half of the state. 2-1 offering. Big swing at it by Tandy, now 2-2. Tevetter would love another strikeout. She's got 6 of them here so far this morning. 2-2 pitch goes right through the 5-hole. A run coming in to score will be Ibersbach. Here comes Herman. It's a 2 RBI single on the way for Tandy, and the Grand Forks Central Knights have retaken the lead. It's 5-3. I'll put the ball in play. Good things will happen. That's what Tandy was able to do. 5-3 on the 2 RBI base knock by Tandy. As Ibersbach will come in to score. Herman comes in to score as well. That'll be Herman's second run of the game. Mark that one if the Knights are able to win by a run or 2. Big 2-out base hit there by Tandy. And with Tollefson having that productive out, the one before on the grounder to Bishop allowed that secondary runner in Herman to come in and score. So the Knights up by 2. As this one will be foul ball. It's now 0-1. Grand Forks Central had the lead briefly in the top of the second inning, 2-1. Cheyenne answered with 2 runs off a Presley Tervetter homer. It was a scoreless third, a scoreless fifth. But here 2 runs across so far for the Knights. Scoreless third and a scoreless fourth. So far 2 runs here in the fifth as this one is head up the third baseline foul. 6th batter to the plate here in the inning against Tevetter as the number 9-hole batter. And Rom is on the on-deck circle. And she has been a pest here so far in 2 at-bats. Swung on a miss, and Tevetter gets the strikeout, her 7th, but not before the Knights plate 2 runs across on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We played 4.5 today in downtown Fargo. We got a new score. It is Grand Forks Central 5, West Fargo Cheyenne 3.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Top of the 5th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. One thing I like about softball is it doesn't take a lot of time in between innings. It's get out there, get maybe a warm-up pitch, and let's get to the next half of the frame. Gives you barely enough time to grab a Twizzler in between half innings, as this one was swung on and missed. As Lauren Hemberger, 1 of 2 so far today. Reach base on a fielder's choice, has a single. Aubrey Hensrud, it sees us 0-2. Well, the Mustangs answered back in the second when the Knights scored some runs. They'll try to do it here in the bottom of the 5th, as this one out of the zone. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's Hensrud with the 1-2 offering. This will be hit in the air. That'll be to straightaway center field. Rom has been kept busy. That'll be a flyout, and there's 1 down to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. This particular tournament, you're just never 100% sure of what you're going to get in the EDC softball tournament. Last year, number 4 seed in Fargo North won it over the number 2 seed of the West Fargo Packers. Eventually, Cheyenne and Red River would go on and also qualify for the state tournament. If Central does beat West Fargo Cheyenne in just terms of what they've seen the last couple of years in a program, Cheyenne has made it to state 7 consecutive seasons here. So if the Knights can find a way to upend the Mustangs, we'll have some fresh blood from the EDC perspective at the state tournament. And then bare minimum, it will be at least 1 Grand Forks school at minimum if the Knights could finish this one off. If they don't, And Red River would be the last hope from the Grand Forks space to play in their own backyard at the state. Here's a 2-0 pitch. This is hit in the air. Coming after it's the right fielder. Trying to make the dive was Giroux. And you'll see Sutherland with a single gets on base for her third time today. A walk of fielder's choice, now a single as it goes now to Afton.
Left fielder, number 7, Afton
Stoka coming up to the plate. As this one will run out of the zone. It'll be 1-0. Also later today on YourLiveEvent.com, we will get to the Region 2 Baseball Championship between Thompson and Hillsborough Central Valley at Mayville State with Josh Boyko and Joe Lancello on the call. It'll be Thompson and Hillsborough Central Valley will play in that one. The Thompson Tommies have owned Class B baseball. They have played in 7 of the last 8 state championships, and they've won 3 straight. So if the Burros can beat the Tommies, we'll have a new state champ as well when it comes to state baseball in the Class B ranks. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the way to Stoka, runner at first is Sutherland. Here's the payoff pitch. This one will go foul. Nice little beam and perch here up the first base side where the fencing goes from the foul ball area where they got a nice couple picnic tables. If you're sitting there, it's a great view. It'd be perfect for our video broadcast. The problem is if someone swings late on a ball, you could be in trouble. As speaking of in trouble, was almost Sutherland as she came off the bag a little bit. Quick whip throw by Hensrud and nearly got her at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And coming here by Aubrey Hensrud. This will be hit right back off the pitcher, nearly off the pitcher. As Sutherland will get to second, Stoka gets to first on the base hit. The West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs with 2 runners aboard here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Meredith Solberg, Olford. Solberg able to reach base back in the 3rd inning. A line drive out then to Herman in the 2nd. Cheyenne with the go-ahead run at the plate. Big swing. It's now 0-1. Shields Softball All-Star Series rosters have been announced. We will have the coverage of the Shields Softball Series the first Monday and Tuesday of June upcoming. As we'll see no balls and 2 strikes. It'll be in Grand Forks and Minot this season as this is going to be hit to left into foul territory. And making the catch will be Solberg down the left field line, and there's 2 down. As Presley Tavetter here for West Fargo Cheyenne will be part of the Shields Softball All-Star Series here as we're going to get a new batter or possibly as a new runner. As Olivia Warren still there, might be getting a courtesy runner here, it looks like, for West Fargo Cheyenne coming in to possibly courtesy run at second base. As number 8 will be coming in here for the Mustangs, and this would be Petchuk. As number 8 will be coming in. As Petchuk will be at second base. Here's the pitch. This one will miss inside. As Warren, the number 9 batter here, trying to see if she can at least bring in a run here for the Mustangs. Or get back to top of the lineup. It's now 2-0. You know Aubrey Hensrud does not want to see Presley Tervetter do up here with bases full or anything else, as she has had the answer today for West Fargo Cheyenne. The pitch swung on and missed. It's 2-1. So trying to get by and get through Warren here. 2 balls, 1 strike to the number 9 batter in the Coach Woodbury lineup. A pitch. I'll miss inside. It's now 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and miss. It's 3-2. Just has that feeling of postseason softball from the jump here between these two teams. Hensrud We'll see this one popped, fisted, and that'll go into the netting here at 3-2. So again, the Shield Softball All-Star Series on Monday, June the 2nd. It'll be in Grand Forks, and then Tuesday, June the 3rd in Minot. We will have that for you here on yourliveevent.com, and we'll get to see some more players that are going to partake in it later today. Fly ball to center, right to Rom, and Warren with a good swing on it, but right to the center fielder. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We played 5 on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. It's a 5-3 lead for the Knights here on yourliveevent.com.
The World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Top of the 6th inning here on yourliveevent.com, as Caitlin Rahm will be coming up here. As this one going to be first pitch swinging, foul back. 9-1 and 2 batters for the Knights. Table setting part of this lineup. And is 5 runs going to be enough for Grand Forks Central will be the question here. The 0-1 bunted up the first base side. That'll go foul. It's now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes here. Bybee due up next, then Larson here for Grand Forks Central. As we've reached just past the noon hour here today for the EDC softball tournament. This would be hit up the third base side foul, as Caitlin Rahm so far 1 of 2 today with a single and a run driven in. Stoke on left field with Solberg in center and Hemberg in right here today for the Mustangs. That'll go out of the zone now. 1-2. Warren at third base, Bishop at short, Sutherland at second, Hendricks at first with Adlin behind the plate. Presley Tervetter. We'll see this foul back, and we'll keep it at 1-2. Presley, 5 innings of work so far. She's given up, as we got it down, for about 10 hits with 3 runs across, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. 1 walk was to Taylor Herman, which came in and scored back in the 5th inning. Tervetter will with the pitch. This one a 2-hopper as Hendricks able to glove that nicely. 3 unassisted. And there's 1 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. As now it's to Julia. As Bybee here at the plate for Grand Forks Central. The pitch. Bybee slashes at this one. It gets popped up, and she hits it perfectly. It couldn't have drawn it up any better. Just between where the dirt hits the grass for a single here for Julia, and some speed on for Grand Forks Central.
First baseman, number 8, Harley Larson.
She hit it right back up the middle. And a tough play for Bishop and Solberg, who were trying to hustle after that one. Here's the pitch by Tervetter. This will be a fly ball deep to left field, way back to the warning track, and that one's going to one-hop the wall. Bybee makes her way to third base. In with a stand-up double will be Carly Larson, and the Knights with runners in scoring position in the top of the 6th inning. Larson able to get a double, as we'll have runners again at second and third, and the Knights looking for a little insurance. As Ava Hensrud, the catcher here today, has been on base all 3 times with 3 singles. Trying to add a run driven in. First pitch swinging, this one over the glove of Bishop. One run will come in. It will be an RBI single here for Ava Hensrud, and the Knights have a 6-3 advantage. So Ava Hensrud gets the run driven in. Bybee comes in to score. Larson makes her way to third base. And another base hit here for Ava, as it's 6-3 with runners at the corners, as Iversbach will come on in courtesy run yet again. She's already scored once today. Here's the pitch upcoming to Taylor Herman. As the runner will break to second, Iversbach will get into scoring position. It'll be 0-1 here to Taylor Herman. Herman with a double, a single, a walk with 2 runs scored so far. Big swing, nice movement by Tervetter as that one went out of the zone. As the Knights lead it by 3, their largest lead of the contest. This one will miss low, now 1-2 as Tervetter trying to find a way to not allow any more runs to come through before he head to the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, swung on and miss. There's a strikeout. That'll be Presley's 8th, and there's 2 down here in the top half of the frame. Emily Giroux 0 for 3 today. We'll dig in, and for the Mustangs, it'll be the top of the lineup in the 6th inning with Bishop, Tervetter, and Adlin coming up to the plate here for West Fargo Cheyenne. The pitch, Giroux, this one runs in foul. It's 0-1. Runner at third base is Larson, as you'll see Heimersbach again at second base. Big swing, it's 0-2, and Tervetter, one good pitch from minimizing the damage to just 1 run here, trying to leave a couple of Knights in scoring position. Almost 2 strikes here to the senior right fielder. This will be hit in the air. That'll be to left. Stoka is there to make the catch. That'll retire the side, but a run does come across on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. We played 5.5 today on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. Grand Forks Central leads it by 3.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Top third of the lineup again for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. There'll be 2 balls, no strikes to Bishop, who's due. She's 0 for 3 at the plate. This one gets popped up foul, now 2-1. A couple into the outfield, 1 to Bybee and 1 to Rom, then a grounder to Herman back in the 1st inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This will be slashed, and that will be into the gap to right center field. Bishop rounds first, on her way to second. Rom tries to bring it in quickly. Here's going to be the attempt for Bishop for a triple, and she's in there. Bishop from home to third in a blink of an eye, and the Mustangs are the runner on to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. So there's your team cycle here for West Fargo Cheyenne, as Presley Tervetter needs what Bishop had to complete her own individual cycle here in her own right. The pitch, first pitch swinging, it's 0-1. Well, for Cheyenne, you still got outs to work with here, but a couple of runs in this inning could prove to be a good thing. And also, if you get a couple of hits, chance to get Bishop and Tervetter back up to the plate in the 7th potentially, as this will be hit on the ground as Herman bobbles it. And then by the time she was able to recollect herself, unable to do much with that one. So the runner will come in from third. And now the Mustangs will have a runner in with the runner at first. Then tying run comes up to the plate. So that one just kind of ate up Herman right there on a couple of hops. By the time she recollected herself, getting on was going to be Tveter. If it's a clean play, Tveter's probably retired at first, but by the time she bobble it, I will do much with that one as Adlin, a single, a walk, and a grounder so far here today. This one will miss, now 2-0. Well, Bishop opened it up with a triple, and that can be a little shot in the arm for a Mustang team. Their first run since the second inning, as this one going to be stopped by Ava Hensrud behind the plate. Mustangs scored 1 run in the first, 2 in the second, now 1 here in the sixth. Well, for Grand Forks Central, 2 runs in the second, 2 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth inning, as that's going to be a walk. Tveter stands at second. Runner at first is Adlin. West Fargo Cheyenne knocking on the door to try to take the lead back here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Olivia Hendricks with a single, 1 of 3 today. A base knock back in the first. As this will miss inside for a ball, it's now 1-0. Batter number 4, cleanup batter here in the lineup for West Fargo Cheyenne. That one, good break to it in there for a strike against Aubrey Hensrud. As we'll see the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch upcoming. That'll miss inside. It's now 2-1. Said it earlier in the broadcast. Was 6 or 8 runs possibly going to be enough for either of these two teams? As that'll miss out of the zone 3-1, where they combined to score 5 runs in the first 2 innings between the pair. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Big swing. That's going to be a foul tip, now 3-2. The 7th-seeded Fargo Davies Eagles against the 6th-seeded Fargo Shanley Deacons will be coming up after the conclusion of this game, roughly after a half hour. The 3-2 pitch, big swing, and there's a strikeout. The runner's in a break for third, in there safely. Tveter goes to third, then the back runner will eventually, on the delayed steal, will go to second. Tveter was off and running as she gets into third base. Hendricks is retired via the strikeout, and there's one down. A lot of action on a swing and miss. But the runners are in scoring position as this one's a C&I single. Coming in to score Tveter. Adlin rounding third. She's going to be waved in, and they try to get the runner now at second. They do with the tag as it goes from Rom to Herman to Corey. But they do get 2 runs to coming off a Hamburger 2 RBI single. And how big was the steal now on the way? A base knock there for Hamburger, her second of the game. She gets 2 runs driven in, as you'll see this one now with 2 down. And we're tied at 6 apiece. Sutherland with the 1-0. It'll be called a strike now, 1-1. So you had the strikeout of Hendricks, the steal by Tveter going off to pitch to third, then the delayed steal by Allen to get to second. That's what allowed this game to be tied after the single. And then that's why you hit the cutoff man. Rom to Herman, able to give it to Corey at second base, and they get the runner, Hamburger, out at second. More importantly, from the Grand Forks Central point of view, it's still a tie ball game with nobody on. But 2 down here, the pitch. Big swing. This one off the glove of the third baseman, Tollefson. As Sutherland will get on base for her 4th time today. A walk, a fielder's choice, and now 2 singles. So a runner for West Fargo Cheyenne stands at first. And if coming in to score would be Sutherland, the Knights would be down to their final 3 outs in the top half of the 7th inning. Stoka. We'll see this for a strike. There's the throw back down to first. Not going to be in time. It's 0-1. Stoka with a single her last time up. This would be the 7th batter to the plate here for West Fargo Cheyenne in the inning. As they'll throw back down again. This one will miss. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the number 7 batter in Stoka. The pitch by Hensrud. This one will be right back up the middle. That'll go into center field. Mustangs with their 3rd consecutive single of the inning. And runners at first and second base here with Solberg. Solberg reach base back in the 3rd. It's West Fargo Sheyenne right now trying to bring the runner in from second, bare minimum here, and put the pressure on the Knights in the top half of the 7th inning. Elimination EDC softball tournament contest. As this is a fly ball, the second baseman loses it. Giroux can't clean it on that particular bounce back up, so coming in to score on the play. Here will be Sutherland from second base. Stoka will go from first to third. It's a 4th consecutive single. Solberg with the RBI variety on the base hit, and runners will be at the corners here. It's now 7-6, and going back to that hit, the second baseman for Grand Forks Central just kind of lost it in the sun there with Corey, and by the time Giroux got there on the 1 hop to the right fielder coming in off the swing was Sutherland. As we'll see this on its way, runners at the corners with 2 down. Olivia Warren is 1 of 3 with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. And right now for the Mustangs, it's a chance to add on to and a little insurance as this one is going to get hit up the 3rd baseline foul. 9th batter to the plate here for West Fargo Sheyenne. 1 batter that's been retired via the strikeout, otherwise one was thrown down at second base by Hemberger. And it's been mostly singles and walks outside of that triple by Bishop. Now Solberg was trying to see if the catcher would throw down to second, so runners at second and third as this one will miss as well. A flurry of action here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 upcoming, then Caitlin Bishop due up next, and the ever-dangerous Tavetter in the hole. This will be hit, that's over the 3rd baseman, but foul by Tollefson. That one's a fair ball. We might be talking 2 more runs for the Mustangs. Instead, that is foul. Make it 2-2. Cheyenne was down coming into the inning 6-3. It's big swing and a miss. 2nd strikeout for Hensrud, but the damage has been done as 2 runners left on base. But the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs score 4 runs with 5 hits and 1 error on the play. As we make our way to the top of the 7th, the new score on the DJ Coulter Agency scoreboard. Cheyenne leads it by 1.
Telephone company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neillsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
As we'll get to the 7th inning, and right now, as it stands, Grand Forks Central down to their final 3 outs of the contest unless they can at least plate a run. If they score more than a run, Cheyenne will still have a chance in the bottom half of the frame. There were 4 runs on 5 hits and error and 2 runners left on base in the bottom of the 6th inning, as we'll see 6, 7, and 8 batters, Tollefson, Tandy, and Carl to the plate. As this will be smoked down the left field line, that'll go foul. It's now 0-1. Tollefson reached base once with a run scored back in the 2nd. Tandy has got a couple of singles today, and then Carl has 2 one-base hit. That was a double. If you're Grand Forks Central, get a runner or 2 on here, trying to get back to Bybee and Larson, top of the lineup. Well, if you're a Trevetter, we're going to get your 9th strikeout and get out number 1 here at the top of the 7th. It's been a fun EDC softball game for our first of 4 today here from Mickelson. The pitch. That'll miss. Now 1-2. Contest that got underway at 10:55, so looking roughly at about a 1 o'clock start to our next game between the Deacons and the Eagles. 1-2 pitch, and Tavetter gets the punch out. Her 9th of the contest, And there's one down in this seesaw kind of a elimination game. Tandy with 2 singles with a run scored and 2 runs driven in. It was a big hit back in the 5th inning, a 2 RBI variety with 2 outs at the time to give Grand Forks Central the lead. Right now they're trailing by 1. 1 ball, no strikes here on the pitch by Tveter. 1-0 pitch is popped up, playable into center. Solberg fights the sun, able to glove it. And there's 2 down. Now it goes to Carl, the last hope here for Grand Forks Central. As you will see, the senior second baseman. But again, if Carl and Rom can find a way to get aboard, they got some speed here for the Knights. Carl with a double so far today, 1 of 3 with 2 strikeouts. Hits one in the air. That'll be a line drive shot. The glove play by the right fielder, Hemberg. She does it again in right on the sliding grab, and that'll retire the Knights on a 3-up, 3-down inning. A line drive shot, and Hemberg able to make 2 basket catches in right here today for Grand Forks Central. That'll retire the side in a game that finishes at 12:26 here today. That goes 1 hour and 31 minutes. There were no runs on, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Still to come, we'll get to our post-game show here today, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. The win for the Mustangs will improve them to 12-12 on the season. The Knights finish the year at 5-16. Cheyenne will await the loser here of either Red River or West Fargo Horace. Again, Cheyenne wins it 7-6 here over Grand Forks Central. Back with more of the post-game show after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, 3-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
As we come back here on our post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway here in this one. It is a win for the Grand Forks, for the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs over the Grand Forks Central Knights here in this contest. As we take a look at the final line score, Cheyenne 7 runs, 15 hits, an error, and there was 11 runners left on base. While for Grand Forks Central, 6 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left on base here today in this one. Our player of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is Enbridge.com. Goes to Presley Tveter. She gets the complete game, able to go 7 innings in the circle here today, but also at the plate, able to reach base all 4 times. She scores 3 runs here in this contest. She gets 3 hits, a home run, a 2-run variety in the second, a single and a double with a couple of runs coming up here as well. From there, Presley Tveter again is our Enbridge Energy player of the game in the circle here for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Our Agassiz Precision Ag play the contest. How about the right fielder with Hemberger, robbing not 1 but 2 base hits and putting the game away with a Carl line drive single that looked like it was going to be a single, if not double, to right field. Well, that one was a nice play, again, by Hemberger. She is our Agassiz Precision Ag play the game, robbing both Larson in the 3rd and also Carl here in this contest as she's able to get a couple of saving plays here in this one. Again, our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest goes to the right fielder in Hemberg here in this one. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from the winning pitcher of record for the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs. That's on the way next on our post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway.
Red River Valley Speedway, you wanted the best, you got 'em for a breast.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and their Dow Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws and Awesome Energy Drink Sprint Cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown Local Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Join us here on the post-game show. Presley Tavetter joined us here for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, as able to pick up the win as they will play tomorrow either against Grand Forks Red River or West Fargo Horace in a state qualifier. Presley, congratulations on the win. You know you're knocking on the door here. That's the biggest thing to give your team a chance to make a state qualifier. Just take us through the ups and downs of this game. This was the definition of a seesaw or a roller coaster. Just what did you see from your team to grind one out for 7 innings here today?
Yeah, we definitely wanted to bounce back from yesterday, so we knew we had to go into the game with lots of energy, and it's the last chance. So that also gave us the motivation for sure. And then when we kind of got down on ourselves, we just had to realize that we're gonna either do this together, we win as a team and we lose as a team. So we started to get our bats together, and then that's when we started getting people around the bases to score, and then we took the lead and then went back out and had great defense.
Able to almost get a cycle here today. You got the single, the double, and the two-run homer. Just was working for you at the plate, and take us through that two-run homer as well that just got out of the yard there in left center field.
I had no idea it was out. I was sprinting all over. But just went up in the box very confident, knowing I wanted to get some hits. And the biggest thing for me was just seeing the ball and driving it out.
Able to have Lauren make not one but two sensational plays that were snow cones in right. One to rob a base hit from Larson in the third, then put the exclamation point in this game from Carl. What's going through your mind when you see her dive and make that catch in right field to put the game on ice?
I was just flabbergasted. I was like, wow, she's worked all season over in right field for those moments. So I was super proud of her.
What's the biggest thing about this team that you hope to carry now into the game tomorrow afternoon and have another chance to try to get up to Grand Forks for a state tournament?
I would say carrying in the momentum, knowing that we're one as a team and just working together. I think that's going to be the biggest motivation for us, is just us together as a team.
Hey, Presley, congratulations on the win. We'll let you go enjoy this one. Ice down that arm a little bit. We'll see you in about 24 hours.
Thank you.
That again with us here for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Presley Tavetter joined us on our post-game show. We'll continue after this and put a bow on game number 1 of 4 today here from Mickelson.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Again, your final in this one, a 7-6 win for West Fargo Sheyenne over Grand Forks Central. That does it for our post-game show, brought to you in part by Red River Valley Speedway and Norman County Raceway. And we come back in about 20 minutes or so. We'll get to Game 2 today between the Davies Eagles and the Shanley Deacons around the corner on your liveevent.com.